Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Backyard Cricket England podcast. We've got a very special treat for you today. We're going to be watching back match 6 of the 2023 Backyard World Cup in Australia, commonly regarded as the greatest backyard cricket game that's ever been played. And I'm delighted to say that we've got a couple of special guests for the privilege. Joining me from the England team that day, one of the stars, Yousaf Sharif. Yousaf, welcome, mate.
Hello. Thank you for having me, mate. Thank you for having me. Good to be on the pod and that.
It's good to have you, bud. Before we introduce our second guest, I'm going to ask you a quiz question, Yousaf. Complete the following phrase.
Yeah,
the England boys are on a bender.
Maybury's a sex offender.
Micky Maybury, all the way from Sydney, the player of the tournament at the World Cup. Welcome, Micky. It's great to have you with us, mate. How you been?
How are we, lads? How are we? What's happening?
Yeah, we're good, mate. It's great to have you here, mate. We're all good. How's things out there?
Yeah, not too bad. Bit wet, but everything's always good here, mate.
Yeah, we're on reverse weather at the minute. I think we've got a bit of sunshine here, haven't we? You guys are suffering a bit.
Yeah, you pinched our weather.
So I'm going to ask you, Micky, before we start this, how much of the coverage on our channel have you seen? Will you have seen this video before?
Well, to be quite honest, I didn't really see much of Backyard Cricket England until all the talk got around it, until everyone started saying you guys are going to come out. And then that's when I started looking into it, started seeing who's it about. But it's funny because, these are all different players. And at the end of the day, I don't think he's brought the best team out here.
No, we were missing some key players. I'd say that's probably fair.
Yeah, for sure.
Who would you say we'd add, Use? I mean, Rob Maguire's the obvious one. Is there one or two players you'd mention that maybe would have made a big difference? No. Fair enough.
Yeah,
all right, well, let's get this. All right, well, let's get this one started then. So, we'll, obviously, like I say, this is match 6. So, leading into this, England were top of the group at the World Cup at this stage. We'd beaten the Aussies the day before, but we'd taken a tonking off them in the Ashes the previous week. Micky, do you remember what you were feeling before this sort of day after we'd beaten you the first time? How you were feeling about us and about this game?
To be quite honest with you, bro, I actually was a bit rattled. To be quite honest, I remember saying to Justin Brooke, bro, these blokes are here to play, and yeah, just I don't know. I felt like a different vibe off his then.
Did you not have that feeling in the Ashes the week before? Because the Ashes was a bit more one-sided, wasn't it?
Yeah, I felt the difference in the Ashes compared to the World Cup matches. I felt you were more there for the World Cup. Do you get what I mean? Like
more intensity.
I felt like the intensity was there, but I think I guess the crowd and the feeling that everyone was there is a lot different.
What would you say about that, Yus?
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, I think yeah, no, 100%. Like after the whole like what happened with the Ashes and that, I just think that was like that was very much one-sided, and it did sort of hurt us quite a bit. So then we just wanted to make sure we didn't leave anything behind for the World Cup, and we saw the intensity that you guys brought on the field as well, like you Aussie blokes, and we wanted to like sort of match that. We were kind of like, oh,
that's how I felt, bro. I felt like you matched our intensity in that second weekend.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
so I think the start of this game is a good example of that, because obviously me and you are about to do some early damage here, Yus. England winning the toss, choosing to bowl. Do you remember what we were thinking would be a chaseable score against this team?
Off the top of my head, no, I can't really remember. Was this the...
There was a fair few games.
No, what was it again?
Yeah, there was quite a lot going on, wasn't there?
Yeah, I can't really remember off the top of my head.
What would you say is a past score at the WCG, Mickey? What would you have been looking to post?
120, 130?
Yeah.
In a T20, right?
Yeah, T20. You've
Yeah.
got a handsome devil of an opening bowler bowling at you.
Oh, yeah.
Does his a couple of games in.
Imagine this guy running in.
Bowling at my little bunny as well. I had a lot of fun with
everywhere.
Daniel Arnold in this series.
Yeah, you know what? You got all over him, didn't you?
Yeah, I think, just letting him know there. I think that was
performance, man.
Yeah,
I feel like bounced up a little bit off the pitch. Got a bit extra bounce.
Well, this I was quite pleased with because I nearly got him out like this the day before in a game. And it was kind of deliberate to have Ant. See how far in Ant Mapleston's walking in at cover there?
Yeah.
That was deliberate because we felt there was a chance of this. So I was really pleased with this one. See how much he sprinted in there?
That worked in your favour.
Yeah, it went well.
That's something that you're obviously looking at.
Yeah, and well, especially because Daniel Arnold had played so well in the Ashes. He got a 60-odd against us.
You gave me the old 1, 2, 3 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that was the third time I'd got him out in the first over of a match. So I just thought I'd remind him of that.
To be quite honest, Daniel Arnold didn't really hit his strides in that weekend, to be quite honest.
No. But we knew he was dangerous because he got runs in the Ashes before that.
Yeah. There's been a lot of weekends previous to even you guys coming over, you know, and he scored he's been one of their main men.
Yousaf, I'll ask you to talk us through this moment. You'd got Brendan Scott out the day before for naught. We know how dangerous he is. You're about to come on to bowl with the Aussies 1 for 2. What are you thinking here? What's the plan for this ball?
Yeah, man, I was just always up for it. When it comes to Brendan and stuff, because obviously he's one of the best players in backyard. I'm just up for it all the time, and I was feeling confident with my bowling as well. But my whole aim here was just to make sure that he leaves the ball really well. So I was just make sure he plays every single ball. It's a great.
How good was this? How good was this moment, Yus?
Oh,
that was a great take.
So good. It felt so good to get him for the
Yousaf,
second
I'll be
time.
Completely honest with you, mate. I'll be completely honest with you. I know exactly the feeling you were feeling just then, all right? Because when we played our Australia Day T20 series, me and Brandon Scott were at each other, right? And I had my team and he had his team.
Yeah.
And we were at each other for about 2-3 weeks beforehand. And then exact same wicket, I caught.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The exact same way you got him out.
Yeah.
Was that the same way we got him out the day before?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
It's mad to think we've got Brendan, the great Brendan Scott is now sitting on 2 ducks in 2 games against us in this tournament. And what you said earlier about the intensity, Mick, I think that's part of it, isn't it? We were we were a lot better with the ball. We were a lot more aggressive with the ball.
And I feel like you guys in the field, you've had that intensity over us.
Did that take you by surprise? Because obviously that's you guys, that's kind of you guys' specialty, Australian cricket.
Mate, we sat there after the first test match, and I remember sitting there saying to the boys, these boys are here to play. They're not just coming for a holiday. They're not coming to see the 3 sisters up in the Blue Mountains. They're here to play. They're here to play cricket.
I can see you smiling, Yus. How good was this with GURPS? What was this delivery like?
Absolutely bamboozled him as well. We obviously Wojcik as well. Scores. He was scoring runs for fun, but it was unbelievable. He just looked so silly, just leaving the ball. Had no idea.
This was an important moment, I thought, because Wojcik, I would say Brendan is probably the best batsman at the WCG, but at that time, Wojcik was the form player, and he was probably the one we were most frightened of, wasn't he, Hughes?
Yeah,
and he got
100%.
a lot of runs in the Ashes, and we couldn't figure out a way to bowl at him. So to have GURPS come on and suddenly find something over him, because he got him again like that later on, didn't he?
Yeah.
The thing with Brandon is he holds himself so well.
In terms of when he's at the crease?
Yeah, like he can take banner all day. That's the difference
he
I
seems
feel.
so calm and composed, like all the time. Like nothing phases him, like nothing bothers him.
Yep.
Like,
But
What about
the exact same?
Wanted to ask you about this guy, Mickey. What about Harry Dean? Because he's about to play a brilliant innings here that turns this game on its head. How good is he? What are his strengths? Have you ever bowled at him? How have you found it bowling at him in domestic games?
Mate, I've bowled him a few different times, and in all honesty, he's just a straight up cricketer.
We just found him so difficult to get out.
Yeah, I honestly feel like he takes his time. Everything he does is at his own pace. He doesn't worry about the field. He doesn't worry about the bowling. He takes everything at his own time.
I think we found him frustrating because he doesn't talk much when he's batting.
No.
He doesn't, like, when you're trying to sort of sledge him or get in his face, he just kind of doesn't say anything, does he? He just stays in his little box.
He doesn't even talk in the field. Like you boys know myself and Juzzo and you know the boys that'll get loud in the field. But
yeah,
Harry does not really say anything.
How did you find it bowling at him in this innings, Hughes?
Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. He was a batsman that surprised me. So, like, you know, Mickey, like you were saying earlier on about getting Brendan out and how exciting that is, that moment of like getting him out. You know, it's a big wicket. It's huge, right? And when it comes to like Harry Dean, he sort of surprised me a little bit. I didn't really think much of him. Not that I didn't think much of him, but like when he was scoring runs against us, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little bit frazzled. I was like, oh wow, like he's still here. He's still scoring runs.
What's this? How do I get him out?
Yeah, that's exactly
the thing I thought with this innings. I thought with this innings he paced it so well. He was slow to start with, coming in at 10 for 4, but he just built upwards and upwards and upwards. And by the end, he was smashing us to pieces, wasn't he? At the end of this, it got a bit sloppy. Like
he was picking his shots a lot too.
Yeah,
you know, he waited for the right shot.
Yeah, he did. He was punishing that. I think the thing that turned later in the innings is that initially he was just waiting for the right ball, but towards the end he started punishing good balls. And when somebody's doing that, it's very tricky. You two are both bowlers, you'll know. It's like when someone's punishing your best ball, that's difficult, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh yeah. And this is like he has so much time on with the bat. Like he has so much time.
And it never seems like he's hitting it all that hard, but it gives you the right
club. As a bowler, you get angry. You feel this bloke's tormenting me.
Yeah, no, you do, honestly. And then it makes you do like silly things.
Yeah. And you think that you're going to get him out that right ball, but then he just plays a gunshot again.
Yeah. Exactly that.
Like, just look at him. He's just like, look at the way he's walking down the crease there. He just feels so he's in control.
Yeah, it almost makes the bowlers look slower than they are because he seems to have so much time to play everything. And you know, it's only what, 13-yard pitch.
Yeah, and you both boys know that, like, that ball's coming down at you pretty quick from there.
Yeah, it's 13 yards, and we have some quick bowlers, and he's making them all look like sort of doubly off spinners.
Bloody oath! I remember facing Yousaf and yourself, and you both had heat coming down.
Yeah, we also, Ricky's got pace behind him. We had Ant Mapleston, Jake Butler as well. And he's making them all look good.
Yeah, and he's just like picking us off like we're nothing.
Yeah.
That's Ricky. That's Ricky, the thrower.
Well, while we've got a minute, while Dean's going, talk to us about Micky Maybury. What did you make of him?
Nah, in all honesty, man, like, I didn't know how to take him at the start, but that's just how it is. But he's by the end of it, he's a very top bloke, like very, very passionate about the game and just about his country. But at the end of the day, man, we all gelled together and we all had a fun time.
Yeah, it was a great time, wasn't it? And you boys were such great hosts.
2 weeks you boys were out here. I don't think I can recall. Like, I've played some serious rugby league. I've played some serious touch football, and in all honesty, I can compare that to be up there with one of the probably best weekends that I've had.
It wasn't the best for us at this moment, though, was it? I mean, that's a great shot, that, isn't it? But poor old Sammy took a bit of a licking here, I think, didn't he?
Yeah.
Where did we go wrong, Yus? We've spoken about Harry Dean's strengths, but if you could turn back the clock, what would we have done differently in this innings?
I think maybe. I just think I think we'd lost our heads. You know, like Harry Dean was there, we couldn't get him out, and I think at that point, you know, we've all been there. Like you start bowling like the odd few bad balls, and then you bowl that bad ball and it gets punished for 4. Then you bowl the good ball and that gets punished, and you're just sitting there and you just don't really know what to do as a bowler. I just think maybe there could have been a few times where we could have maybe taken responsibility on ourselves, just taken a moment, just get to the top of our mark, just take a breath, slow the game down a little bit, and then go again, rather than just because backyard could be so fast paced sometimes, like a very fast pace. So sometimes I think you need to take when it's necessary. I think you do need to take your time in the game and try and slow it down.
Yeah, it looks like we
and that was one of the main learning points that I learned. You know, after coming back playing with you guys, and like Mickey, you were saying that it's like one of your best weekends, and 100% I can attest to that. It's same for all of us. I can speak to, and that's all thanks to like all of you guys. And you guys did such an amazing job, like Matt White hosting. All of you guys, you made us feel really welcome, and yeah, your banter was great. And yeah, just want to thank you all
very
so much.
kind of flattering, Yus. The bad news is Maybury's stream seems to have cut off about a minute ago, so you've been talking to absolutely nobody.
I've been talking to myself.
But we'll see. I've just paused the video, so we'll see if we can get Maybury reconnected. But in the meantime, obviously we've got the wicket here, which is the main thing. But secretly, were you a bit gutted for Harry Dean not to get his 100? Because he really did deserve it, really, didn't he?
At that point, yeah, you just want them, no matter who they are and who they're playing for. If they're close to 100, and the way he played, he deserved it. You're like, okay, you know what, you deserve it, and it was gutting, yeah. Oh, was there 100? I don't think there was 100 scored at all over the.
Not while we were there. No, I think this was Brendan got a 90 odd in the Ashes, and I think there was a 90 odd. I think maybe Brendan again might have got 90 odd against New Zealand. But there were no hundreds scored in the World Cup or the Ashes.
Yeah. So see at that point, you know, you want to be the first player, like whether it was Brendan in the Ashes or Harry Dean in the World Cup. You know, you're close to it. You're rooting for them to get it, really.
But I mean, obviously at this point we're not complaining because we finally got rid of him. 129 for 5. 129 for 5. We've got about 3 overs left, give or take. What are we thinking here? What's the target for the next 3 overs of this innings?
I think next 3 overs, just trying to 129 for 5, just keep them under 150. Keep them under 150 or 150, just like subpar, like par 150. I think we've done well there. I think at that point. Yeah, just try and keep them under 150, I imagine, was our thought process behind it all. Is Mickey coming back?
I've just messaged him to see. I think he's having some kind of tech problem, so we'll see if we can get him back on.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Yus, why don't you talk to us while we got a minute about the channel, about the videos? What did you make of the editing, of the graphics, of the coverage of the World Cup, both on our side and the WCG side? How was it watching yourself back in a World Cup?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of weird. It was you know, to go out there. I think one of our players said it on the news channel whilst we're out there. I mean, having the news channel out there was incredible enough, but to call ourselves international players, you know, to be able to say that you're playing in a World Cup, you know, the backyard is you know, it's still a World Cup. We represented England, and it was amazing. And the videos, honestly, like, you've just gone strength to strength with our videos and the graphics and the editing. It's just, you know, incredible. And what you do, the amount of hours you put in to our videos
It's certainly come a long way, the coverage, isn't it, from when we first started?
Yeah, look, coming playing from from like in the halls and stuff to where we are now, and the editing and the different angles. Yeah, it's just great.
And what did you make of the WCG coverage? Obviously, they went with more of a live stream focus. Presumably, you'll have seen those and watched those back since we've been. What did you make of theirs?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Obviously, we like I was a fan of the WCG from before anyway, so I saw their video. I saw their New Zealand series as well. I thought it was an interesting take on it. But no, yeah, it's they were testing something new, and it's all great. And that's all well and good. I do think their New Zealand series was probably the better series to be able to watch, just the different camera angles, because I think with the live stream it sort of cuts that out a little bit.
I thought the live stream. One of the issues with the live stream was that you can see the venue here. You can see where the camera is just to the left of the umpire as we're looking at it on top of that guttering, which isn't quite which is the best they can do with that shape of venue, but wasn't quite the best angle.
No, because they had the angle where it was a little bit higher up. Was it on the roof?
It's slightly off mid-on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which meant that you can't really see how much the ball swings when you're watching it. You couldn't really see. It looked like everybody's bowling gun barrel straight. But...
Yeah. So when Harry Dean's coming in, he's like smashing us before the sixes.
Yeah, it's not very flattering. It looks like we're just teeing him up half volleys, doesn't it?
Yeah. Mickey.
Here we go, boys. Maybury's back.
I was bigging
sorry,
you
boys.
up. I was bigging you up, and you left.
Yeah, sorry, boys. The storm, the weather out, he's got the best of us.
We all good now, though, Mickey? All set back up?
Yeah, all good.
Yousaf was just saying some very flattering things about Aussie hospitality, but he was talking to nobody. Unlucky.
Yeah, no.
We get this restarted here.
Like, it was a great weekend, man. And like, you know how you were saying earlier, how much like you thought it was like one of your best weekends, and 100%, it was the same for us, and it was all thanks to you guys. So thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no, man. It was honestly an honour to have you guys out here, eh?
Yeah, no.
How do you reflect on that, Mickey? Obviously, you've been part of the WCG journey. It's been like a 10-year journey for everyone there. Does it feel weird to look back and think that you had a World Cup? You had 2 international teams there.
I was a latecomer to the backyard cricket.
Yeah, so you weren't there the whole 10 years. We are.
No, I wasn't there the whole 10 years, man. I was probably there, I think it was 3 years, 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
But I remember my first weekend there was when New Zealand went there the first time.
Oh, right. Okay. Did you play in that series?
Where are those sirens coming from? They're not from Sydney.
Oh, mate, we live in Croydon. Those sirens.
Croydon.
Yeah, that's like a bird song to us.
Is that what you were saying before, Alex?
Yeah, off camera, I was bigging up Croydon, how classy it all is.
Is this me batting?
This is you batting in the last over, Mickey, and I have to say, Jakey Butler, he had a bit of the better of you in this over, really.
Oh,
he bowled it well, didn't he?
This is probably where I've had way too many beers.
Well, to be fair, this game was at about 9 a.m.
Yeah, well, I remember when you.
So you're probably only on about 6 cans by that point.
I remember when you guys first walked in there. I remember getting there.
Yeah.
I think it was 4:30. I got dropped off there.
Yeah, that was an early start, wasn't it, that one?
Yeah.
But again, like I say, how do you reflect on that? That WC journey has got to the point where you've got Sunrise TV there, you've got 2 international teams, it's a World Cup. How does that feel for you as being one of the home players?
In all honesty, I don't think it got taken as far as it should have.
Yeah? What, the tournament itself? Or?
Yeah, like, I feel, in all honesty, boys, I feel Australian cricket and just cricket itself could have got around it a bit more. If you get what I mean. Like, there was...
In what sense? What would you have done, or what would you have changed?
Well, there's times there, man, where, like, that's advertising cricket. Just not backyard cricket. It's advertising cricket in itself. You know,
yeah,
I felt like that could have got advertised, and because that was when is that when summer was on here?
Yeah, I think we came.
Yeah.
What was it? Maybe
Is that when
mid-October, late October?
Yeah, so
Yeah, it's like
that was cricket season. You know, so like I feel like they could have showed it a bit more. I don't know.
yeah.
I feel like the advertising of like when you've got a thing as big as this, Australia, New Zealand, England, probably the biggest countries playing world cricket in the world. I feel like that.
I won't tell any Indians you said that.
Yeah, don't worry about the Indians. We'll take them on. We'll take them on too. That's what we need, but we need a backyard cricket World Cup.
Like, in all
honesty, boys, how good would that be?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's something that we've been trying to work towards as well, and we've got some contacts with teams from around the world. The issue is the costing at the minute. It's trying to convince that many teams to all fly somewhere and go and do it.
I remember Brendan Scott saying that he had a few different country people message him, and that's what he used to say. It's the funding. It's these sort of things. But in all honesty, like I was just saying, boys, like Cricket Australia, Cricket England, they need to get behind these things. They need to grow the grassroots.
Do you know if that's something you guys have tried? Have you guys ever been in touch with Cricket Australia?
Oh no, I don't. I don't handle that side of things, Alex. You know, like I'm just there to entertain and I'm there to drink.
And entertain you do. But no, just a quick one. But I guess it's one. I guess you're talking. It's one of those things where when New Zealand came over, there was a little bit more. There was a little bit more behind because I think you had a couple of famous like cricket legends that came and watched.
The first time they did, Steve Waugh came
the match. And
I think did you have Shane Warne there at one point? I think didn't they?
No, Steve Waugh.
Steve Waugh.
Steve Waugh, yeah.
And what's I forget the bloke's name. He was there for Fox Sports. Hey?
Was it Smith?
No. Steve Smith wasn't there. But see, my best friend,
Jakey.
My best friend Aaron Gardner, his sister's Ash Gardner.
Oh right.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
We're going to try to tee up a team. You know, get the girls to have a team.
Oh, that would have been cool.
That would be really cool.
That would have been unreal.
Yeah. And what are you thinking here, Yous?
I love looking back watching this stuff.
Yeah, it's a good fun to see it all back and all the memories again. What are you thinking here, Yous? Obviously, Jakey's getting us off to a decent start here, chasing 150. Do you remember at the interval, were you confident we could chase this?
Well, they ended up on 150 odd, didn't they? Do you know what?
152,
I was happy with how it with restricting them to 150 especially with how Harry Dean played. But I was a little bit nervous, especially like the way the Ashes went and stuff. I was a little nervous, but then beating Australia from the first game, we had the momentum with us.
We had the confidence, didn't we?
We did have the confidence, but I don't think we'd been able to chase a score down this big in backyard. So I was a little nervous, but Jake.
That first game, you beat us and you rattled us.
Sorry, say that again.
Yeah,
mate?
it was.
That first game, you beat us in Yousaf. You rattled us.
Yeah,
the 80 yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was a. Hang on a minute. These boys aren't here. Like these boys are here to play cricket. They're not just here for holiday.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, that felt good.
Well, you're coming off some runs here, aren't you? You're coming off. I think the previous game you'd made 48 against New Zealand, so you were coming off pretty confident into this game.
Yeah, no, I was, and you know what? Throughout the whole sort of tournament, I was getting starts, and I was like, I never felt out of nick at any point. So then I was getting starts, getting low scores, and I was like something's got to give at some point. And I think the 48 against New Zealand, it's a shame that I didn't get 50, but I think that helped massively.
I still remember, man. As much as everyone talks about Ricky being the threat, I still remember. I honestly, Yousaf, you were a big threat because you're one of those ones that you weren't sure how you were going to get him out, but you needed to get him out.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we
Yeah.
didn't get you out, you would go on with it. A lot like Ricky
Oh.
did in the final.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Ricky went on with it a bit. He found his groove. He went on with it.
Yeah.
And then they changed it. But that's how honestly, Yousaf, I feel like you're a very, very, very big threat until Alex done his back. Alex was a big threat too.
Should have been. What were you trying to do here, Hughes? Coming down the pitch, was that just trying to change the angles? What was the plan for this?
No, yeah, thank you, Mickey, man. I appreciate those words. Yeah, no, I think with that, it was a case of, I think there were a couple of dot balls, and I was just like, I just wanted to get the bowler off his mark, sort of thing, throw him off his line. So I just thought, come down the track and try and meet the ball on the full toss. But yeah, just sort of got under it and just edged it behind, which was a bit of a shame. It's not my strongest game coming down the track. So in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but. Baseball and that.
Well, I mean, the thing is, we were facing a steep in run rate as well, so you did kind of have to take a risk. So
and that was another reason. But at that point, I was still fairly confident that we'd be able to chase it down. We had
funny things have happened at that backyard,
Ricky,
man.
Yeah, how are you feeling here, Mickey? 40 for 4, chasing 150. I would imagine probably you're a more confident team than us at this point in the game.
Oh, most definitely, man. Most definitely. But like I just said to you, funny things have happened at that backyard. Like, you could have a lead of 70, 80 runs, man, and that gets chased like that. You could lose 5, 6 wickets.
Well, I think as we're going to see later on, crazy stuff really did happen in this game. It got a bit ridiculous towards the end, didn't it? I must admit, at this point, I'm thinking we're not out of it, but we're pretty close to it now. I'm basically thinking at this point, me and Ricky are going to have to get all the runs here. Crowther was still to come in, but Sam had a tough tour. GURPS had a tough tour. We still had Crowther. Yeah. But I was kind of thinking at this stage, if we're going to win this game, me and Ricky have got to get most of them. Is that kind of about fair use?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, that is fair. 100%. Yeah, it was.
I'll agree from the opposition too.
Yeah, is that what you'd have been thinking as well, mate?
Yeah, I kind of, in all honesty, I'm not being rude to the other boys or anything, but I kind of felt like it was Yousaf, Alex, Butler, and Borat, that's how I felt, that they were the main 4 or 5 boys that were there. And
is that not, I might ask you, Mickey, is that not a little bit harsh on James Crowther? Because I thought he had a decent tour with the bat. He struggled with the ball, but he batted all right.
I felt Crowther done very well, but I felt like he just cramped up and just things weren't working in his way as much as he would love to.
Oh, I think you guys might have figured Crowther out. He's so strong through the offside. But then once you bowl straight, he finds it a little trickier. So I did sort of feel like you guys found him out as the tour went on a bit.
Do you remember to that final when, I don't know if it was the final or maybe towards the end of the day. It was maybe second or third last game. But I felt like when I was facing him and I was the last batsman in and he was the last bowler, I felt like he was injured. I felt like he didn't, when he was bowling, wasn't bowling at his full potential.
Oh, that is how he bowls. He's not, I don't think he really enjoys bowling, and he doesn't like bowling club cricket or anything like that. He's never been a bowler. He just does it because you have to in backyard cricket. He's a batsman.
He did have an injury leading up to.
I think he did have didn't he have an ankle problem?
Yeah, he had an
ankle, wasn't it?
Like, so on his
I'm sure there was something.
I think he did have a knock.
On his landing foot, something to do with his ankle.
It was something to do there.
Yeah.
Because even when you watch his front foot when he was bowling.
Yeah, so I guess if you see that as a player in the opposition, are you like sort of like, okay, let's get on top of it. Let's get on top of him.
I want to get both of your perspectives on this innings, because I think potentially Sam here is about to play what you could argue was our best innings of the entire tour. I'll start with you, Yousaf, because you know him very well. What's Sam like as a batsman? What did you make of him on this trip? What did you make of this innings?
Yeah, Sam's a brilliant batsman. And club cricket, he's great. Backyard, he struggles quite a bit. And it shows. He struggled on this tour, but I think this innings probably did him a world of good. And some of the shots that he plays just shows how classy he actually is as a player.
It was a little glimpse of what he can do at his best, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Mickey, what was the Australian point of view on Sam? Obviously, he got a bit of a reputation as a bat thrower when he was out, but in terms of as a cricketer, like we say, didn't have a great time of it with the bat out there. What did you guys make of him, and what did you think of this innings that he played here?
In all honesty, boys, I feel like outside backyard cricket, you take him to the field, and he's a cricketer.
100%. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just feel he chases that ball.
Yeah, that's one of his weaknesses, I think. He goes very hard at the ball.
It's exactly like myself. I'll play at anything. You bowl anything towards me and I'll just play at it.
So would that be, if you were bowling at him, Mickey, what would you be thinking? How would you bowl at him?
I'd mix it up. A bit like how I got yourself out, Alex. You know, like I'd just bowl some speed, then I'd bowl some slow. Mix it up, mix it right up. Because I remember, Alex, that's how I got you out, you know. I remember testing you to the times. I'd bowl a quicker pace and then I would slow it right up. And I would make it look like I'm coming in quick, but then I would slow it right up. And I remember you went to play the ball, and I remember getting Alex out once. He went to play a shot and the ball wasn't coming down as quick as he would hope. It was slow.
I know the one you're talking about. I think that was in the Ashes, wasn't it?
I think it was in the final I got you out in.
Oh, the final, the one that jagged back. Because I found that I could line you up okay when I faced you bowling over the wicket. It was when you went round the wicket and you had this kind of skiddy little whip. I found it difficult to line you up when you went round.
You're not the only person that's actually said that to me, Alex.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that, because it was I felt I could line you up all right when you were bowling over. I don't think you got me out bowling over the wicket, but I think you did me about 3 times bowling round.
Yeah, and one of the main ones was the final, you know, like.
Yeah.
I remember that
was the best ball I faced on the whole tour, the one you bowled at me in the final.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was when you were injured, wasn't it? Like, yeah, that was when you were
well,
gone.
I couldn't get on the front foot. That was the other thing as well. So anything full, I was in trouble.
Yeah, you had a really good 2 weeks too there, man. But yeah, your back, that let you down.
My back let me down when it mattered, really. But
massively.
That's right.
And you know what I think hurt you guys? In all honesty, I think what hurt you guys the most was sitting that game out.
Yeah, it did, but we didn't feel like we had a choice, because we had like 4 or 5 injuries and people couldn't get the second game.
Yeah, no, I agree. If you play that game, you just risk more.
This is one of the ones here. You're about to get me out here. What's the plan here, Mickey, by the way? I've just taken 17 off bowlings over, and we're down to almost a run of ball out of nowhere. Having needed 80 or the 5 overs, we're now down to a run of ball. What are you thinking when you come on to bowl this over? Did you have a plan for me here?
No, but bowling's a lot slower of a delivery, you know. And I thought, you know what, if I just get it in the right spot of the pitch and get that bounce, you'll play at it. And that's exactly what you did.
Yeah,
you played
it over the top of it. But like we said again, because of the injury, I felt like I had to go after anything short. Didn't think I had a choice, really, because I couldn't score on the front foot.
Is that net on the left-hand side of the pitch? That's usually not there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you hit into there and it bounces off. But here we go, Ricky.
Now, Mickey, I got to ask you about this, because this was one of my favourite moments of the tour. This is the over. You've bowled so well in this game and so well in this tournament, and it all goes to shit here. And we can't hear it on the sound here, but I'll maybe play it on the edit. What was it like? Because the crowd sung about 5 different songs about you over the course of this over. Ricky's winding you up. Is
I'll
this
be honest
just a
with you,
head
boys.
loss, or was there a
Yeah.
tactical reason for this, or is this just a meltdown?
No. You've got to me.
Is that what this was?
I'll admit it. Yeah. The crowd got to me. The crowd definitely got to me. I still remember Brendan Scott walking up to me, and grabbing me and going, pull your head in, get it together. And I walked back, and then I was like, they've got me. And then every single time I went to bowl, I thought, I'm going to get angrier, and the angrier you get is the harder and the faster you try to bowl. So I had no control over it whatsoever. Compared to the final, I remember Daniel Arnold walking up to me, grabbing me by the head and just shaking my head and going, get with the game. Don't let them get to you.
Well, what changed for you then? Because you went on to be man of the match in the final not long after this. So you obviously put those problems right. What did you do to sort of get past that then?
To be quite honest with you, I just kept on going with yous. Like every single time the Pommy and the Barmy Army was just singing songs, I was just partying with it, and I was just flowing, and I just didn't let it get to my head. And that was probably the best. The last over of that backyard cricket World Cup final I bowled was probably the best over I've ever bowled at backyard cricket, man.
It was the most important over of that entire tournament. That was the one where you got me and Ricky out, wasn't it? In the same over.
Yep.
Yeah. And speaking of Ricky,
huge,
he's obviously here now. Yus, what are you thinking here? 3 off 3 now. He's just wafted at a couple. Where are you thinking? 1 wicket to go, 150 for 9. I mean, where's this game at here?
Yeah.
And that's a head loss from Ricky. That one.
Honestly, it is. Ricky lives for these moments, doesn't he? Really, he
loves it.
He reminds me of someone that does live for these moments, eh?
Yeah,
he takes
100%.
these moments. He takes these moments and runs with it, man.
Yeah. He doesn't play these moments with any fear, really.
I feel like he doesn't let the noise get to him.
Yeah,
I feel like he can
all
handle
he
it
sees
so
is the
well.
chance to, get the job done. He doesn't really play these
strong.
Yeah, basically. And I think this has been quite a tetchy game with all the chanting and stuff. So I think he really enjoyed this. What did you think of this moment, Mickey? 2 off 1 ball. If I'd offered you a super over here, would you take it?
Oh, that's a very good question there. Because you know what, I know the players. Like, I could just picture who you're going to pick to go and do that super over. It's either Ricky, yourself, or Yousaf. Maybe not yourself with the back injury. It's either going to be
probably
Yousaf.
Wouldn't have been me.
It's probably going to be Ricky or Yousaf, right? Or maybe Butler. But I probably would have taken it.
I'll tell you, I'm going to pause this here because I want to ask you, Yus. We've never been in this situation before. You're asked to bowl the super over. What does that feel like? What were your plans? What you see Harry Dean's coming out, having got 90 odd earlier. What are you thinking coming in to bowl this over?
So honestly, we were huddled around. We huddled around together as a team. We were discussing who was going to do what. I think there was discussions between obviously talk about bowling, then we talk about batting. There was discussions between like the batting, figuring out who's going to bat. I think that was between like Ricky and Crowther, and then with the bowling, everyone was sort of looking at each other, and I think Alex, you got most of the wickets in the World Cup, and you sort of put your hand up as well.
Well, I was less keen to put my hand up when I found out it was Harry Dean that was going to be batting because I struggled with bowling at left-handers. Had it been a right-hander, I might have been more confident pushing that.
Yeah.
If they sent in 100%. Brendan or Wodgick, say. But...
Yeah.
Was there any discussion, Mickey, around this? Was there any discussion that it would be Harry Dean after his 90, or was that just obvious it was going to be him?
Yeah, I think it was pretty obvious. It was going to be him or Scott, mate. Brendan Scott could take himself to the crease, and he can handle himself. You send someone like myself, or Justin in, or Coco, you can lose your head a bit.
Yeah, I'm thinking more
Wodgick.
Wodgick.
Someone in there.
Yeah, Wodjic would have been an option possibly, I guess, but he's coming off a duck in this game, so I suppose it probably makes sense. Your big moments coming up here, Hughes. Do you remember this? What was the plan to him? Was this a planned delivery?
So no, honestly, yeah. So I was sort of there, and I was like, look, I think the first ball was a dot, right? And I think after
leg by.
Leg by, and then I think that was the dot ball there.
Don't worry,
and I was just like
12 of them.
There it is.
But no, it was, and I was just like, look, as soon as I bowled that dot ball, man. I was like, yeah, he's in trouble. Like, because a dot ball in a super over is huge. And I was like, he needs to go for it here because he's got a leg by and a dot ball just then. And I knew something was going to give at some point. But at that point, I was like, look, no slower balls, no full balls, just bowl back of a length. But I tell you what, I was shit scared, man. I've got to say,
getting Harry Dean, after what he'd done earlier in the game, getting Harry Dean out for one in the super over felt like such a steal, didn't it? But in a way, did you almost think it put more pressure on Ricky? Because if he was chasing 10 or 11, it almost would have been like, it's okay if he doesn't get it. This chasing one almost put more pressure on him. Is that how you felt, Mickey?
Yeah, and you know what? Like, Ricky, look at him. Just look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
He was a bit fired up here. He started, I don't know what that was all about. But why didn't you bowl the super over, Mickey? How did it end up with Brendan?
Sorry, what was that?
Why didn't you bowl the super over? Did you ask to? Did you want to?
I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, remember that final that we played?
Yeah.
I remember we batted first. Then you chased, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember in that final, man. In that final, get back to the super over, but in that final, I remember finishing batting, and we're all standing around, and all I remember, man, I still remember it to this day, is walking up to Brendan Scott and saying, "Give me the ball, give me the ball." And I remember getting Butler out, second delivery in. I felt confident, you know, and that super over, Brendan Scott's the captain, and at the end of the day, he's got to have the confidence in you to do the job.
Yeah.
You know, and I probably didn't bowl the best that I should have bowled.
Well, it's interesting because, like I say, you didn't have a bad game here. It was only them few wides at the end, but you still got 2 for 12 or whatever it was. It's still a decent day's work.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, there you go. 2 for 12. Azar got 2 for 6.
Yeah, I think he got out the.
How many wickets do you take?
You were picking the bowlers.
How many wickets do you take, Yousaf?
In that game?
No, in the series.
I think was it
be
9?
A fair few, wasn't it?
Was
be
it
a fair few, wasn't it? I think. Yeah, Mickey, you were top, and I think I always forget which way round it was. Yousaf and Gerps were the next two. Yousaf and Gerps were the next two. I can't remember who got more.
I think it was Gerps.
If I got 13.
Yeah, you were the top, Mickey.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gerps and Yousaf followed that. Because you two were big match winners for us, really, Yousaf and Gerps.
Oh, bloody oath. Bloody oath. And, you know, Crawford, man, at the end of the day, Crawford was, hands down, just an all-round great cricketer. But I got a lot of...
he picked some wickets as well.
Bloody oath he did, you know. And I remember I think it was I don't know what match it was. I was facing him, and I think he had a sore back. And he was bowling, and I remember smashing it, like I was missing everything. He bowled 4 deliveries at me. I missed it. Or 3 deliveries, and I missed every single one of them. And I dead set should have punished him. 3 deliveries after that, I smacked all 3 for 4. You know, and I just felt he had something wrong with him. So I took charge of that.
You saw that, and you took advantage of it, yeah.
Yeah. You know, and that's when I remember Ricky and Riley when they hit each other on the cricket pitch.
Yeah.
I remember remembering that, right? And I remember walking down the pitch as Ricky was walking towards me, and I remember saying, "Riley's going to get you."
Oh yeah.
You know, And then I remember bowling that ball to him, and he hit it, and he didn't want to do that. You could see he didn't want to do that, and then hit it, and the boys caught it. And I remember walking up to him after the game, and I said, "I told you, Riley will get you."
Yeah.
But that wasn't Riley. That was just to get under his skin.
Yeah.
But,
That's the thing, isn't it? It's like finding little wins, little battles, and
little
and
niggles.
picking them. Yeah, little digs. And I think you were great at that. But not only that, I mean, look at you, man. Like you're a top wicket taker in the World Cup. And I think, do you know what? I think your role went a little bit under the radar, I reckon. I think your role in the whole series went a little bit under the radar.
Probably did early in the tournament. I think by the time we got to semi-finals, final, you started cleaning up wickets. I think everyone was aware then.
But
you probably stayed under.
You're a big threat, very big threat.
I think he's worked out what I was about, because I'm a lot of this.
There's a lot of hot air, isn't
it? I'll work and I'll get under your skin, and I'll try everything and anything to get under your skin. You know, and like hands down to you boys, you just got under my skin, like that. The Pommy boys are on a bender. Maybury was second. That was.
I guess we should ask about that song, because that song made an appearance several times through the tournament. And initially, when we first did it, you kind of joined in the middle and were having fun with it. Then it started to get on your nerves after
really
a
what was going on there for a second, and I thought, hang on a minute. I worked out these Pommies are really here to play.
Yeah, I have to say, on behalf of the England team, I have to say, I think Yousaf would probably agree. When it was all said and done, we loved you. I think, didn't we? For the character and for the fun. The kind of characters are what you remember more than, he was a good player, or that guy could bat, or that guy could bowl. You remember the people with the memories and the moments and the experience.
Man,
and I think we loved playing against you.
Alex. I say it to my mates all the time, man. That's one of the things that, I'll take to the history books. That was a time that I will never, ever forget.
It was brilliant,
never, ever. I show my mates from work, and they'll go, backyard cricket? What are you talking about, backyard cricket? What, you just get a couple of yellow stumps out in the bat, and you get your net out the back? No, we're not playing like that, man.
More than that,
no. We've got a proper cricket pitch, and we've got an umpire, we've got a scoreboard. But, nah. Honestly,
You created so many memories for us.
Can't wait to come over there and take the trophy home.
Well, we'll come back to that. Yousaf, just reflect on the end of that game for us. Obviously, they say it's pretty much agreed across the board. That's the best backyard game that's ever been played. Probably the best game at the WCG. How does it rank in? How does it look back? How do you look back on it in your memory now? What jumps to your mind when you think of that game?
Yeah, 100%. Personally, being able to getting Brendan out, and then restricting Harry Dean to just one in the super over, one or two. Yeah, massive, I think those personally for me, I think they're great personal moments. But just to be a part of it, a part of like that game, the super over. Never, I don't think any of us have ever been involved in any kind of super over in any sort of
not that intense, Yousaf, man.
Yeah,
not that intense. Yeah. The intensity that night, that day, was insane.
It's mad to think how early in the morning that was. Like I say, that game started about 8:39, but everybody got so up for it that early in the morning. It was a great way to start a day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was great. And
where does that rank for you, Mickey, in terms of the best games you've played in? Where does that rank for you? This game in particular, the Super Over game.
Oh, boy, I've missed out on some T20 finals, and I've made some different sport events, but at the end of the day, hands down, I'd probably top it. Just not that, the weekend in general, boys.
The whole time.
The whole 2 weekends, I remember you boys rocking up at Whitey's house, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, about to walk in. Sunrise is holding you there, telling you to wait. Yeah. Just wait. Yeah. Just the whole thing was just outstanding. The organisation, not from you boys, but the Kiwis coming over, just the whole thing was. I would not forget that. That's something that I'd be able to tell my grandkids.
It was special, wasn't it? And I think we should close. Obviously, I could sit there and do this with you guys all day, but we should start bringing it to a close. But before we do, we want to talk the future because you touched on it a minute ago, Mickey. There are talks in the works for a return series where you guys, the Aussies, are going to come over here. We've got a venue that's opening next year. Yeah, it's coming under construction at the minute. How do we feel about that? Firstly, Yousaf, how would you feel about having the Aussies over here and creating our own version of what they gave us?
Honestly, it would be incredible. It would honestly be an honor, you know, to see you boys again, like to have you then, like in your have a return series in our backyard. Yeah, it would be honestly. I talk about this moment when we came to WCG, and it's the best experience I've ever had. And you know, just to be able to return that to you guys. Sorry,
I picture myself. It's like just picturing in your shoes, getting on the plane in England.
Yeah.
Coming to Australia for a backyard cricket game. Like, who goes to another country for a backyard cricket game? You know what I mean?
Crazy, isn't it?
It's insane, man.
Yeah, but you're going to do the same thing, presumably, Mick.
What are you doing?
100%, mate. I'm telling you now, like, as soon as you've got a kicking off, I'm there, man. Like, and I hope the streets of England are ready for me.
I don't think there's any street in the world that's ready for you, Mickey. This has been wonderful, boys. Thank you very, very much for coming on the podcast. Mickey, especially, all the way from Sydney. We really appreciate your time. It's great to see you again, bud. Yousaf Sharif, Michael Maybury, that was the Super Over game. If you're watching this on the Backyard podcast, this will have been a shortened version. The full thing will be available on YouTube in a couple of days' time. Well worth a watch. And of course, if you get the time, go back and watch the highlights of the Super Over game on our channel. It was a brilliant, brilliant game, as we've seen. Gentlemen, thank you very, very much. And we'll see you next time on the Backyard Cricket England podcast.
Cheers.
Thanks, boys.
What is this peasant stuff? Come on.